You want to be a college baseball player, but you have no offers on the table. You're unsure of how to get yourself exposure, and you don't know where to turn when it comes to communicating with coaches. That's why I'm here today to show you how to get in contact with a college coach, how to find their email, and how to write an email to address them, get their attention, and have them take a look at you to potentially offer you a spot to play for them at their university. My name's Carson Lee, and I own a travel baseball academy post-playing career, and I've been able to help over 25 of my own players go on to play at the next level, play college baseball within the last 3 years. And now I'm going to help you do the same. I'm going to help you format the email, write the email, because I know this is one of the biggest struggles that high school kids go through, and one of the biggest things that I hear from kids that don't even play in my organization, but that they are unsure of how to get their own exposure, how to get their own attention, and get in contact with coaches and do all those things they need to do to be able to get an offer and get to the next level. There's many scenarios that go into this process, and I'm not going to get into all of them today, but one of those being that you have to have an understanding of who you are as a player and what your target schools are and where your ability is going to fit as far as level wise. So once you do that and you have a select few schools, however many schools it is that you want to target, those are the schools you want to reach out to and start sending your emails to them, and use it as like your launching board. Throw that net out, see who responds, see what they say, see what kind of feedback they give you as far as where you are as a player, and if it draws any interest forward. And then from there, that'll kind of give you an idea of where you need to go. So first off, you're going to come to Google, and on Google, we're going to search the prospective school that we're interested in. So for me, when I was in high school, I knew I wanted to go to a junior college. I had my own personal reasons of why I wanted to do that, but my target schools that I was targeting, that net that I'm talking about, I cast that over junior colleges in Texas. I wound up going to Tyler Junior College, TJC. So for example purposes, that is going to be the school I use today for reference. So you're going to come down to where their baseball page is going to be. So once you guys get to that landing page and check out those uniforms, man. One thing I loved about TJC is we always had awesome gear, or the years I was there, we had awesome gear. That's pretty sick. But when you guys are on the landing page, you're going to come over to the coaches tab, and this is going to give you the staff that they have in the list of guys that you're going to be able to reach out to. Now, some schools you're going to see, it's going to be like this, where they're going to have coaches unlisted. That is okay. You guys want to target the schools, or the coaches, you guys want to target the coaches that are going to have their contact info on the website. Reason being, this is going to be the coach that is going to do their recruiting, and that's why their info is on the website. Coaches know that players are going to use the website for recruiting avenues, recruiting purposes. So the coach that you need to get in contact with is going to be the coach that you see on the website. So a lot of times too, one thing you'll see is you'll have the job title that says head baseball coach, and then your assistant coach may say assistant coach / recruiting coordinator. If you guys see a recruiting coordinator, then that is the coach that you need to send your email to. Once we see that email address of the coach we need to email, we're going to click the email. It already puts it in our email bio when it pops up. Now, at this point in time is how we are going to craft out our email. So this is what we're going to want our email to sound like. I'm going to give you guys a template here that you can follow, a little example, tweak it to your liking, put your name and your info in the places that you see the parentheses. But we want to start off by addressing the coach. So we're emailing Coach Eli Egger. We want to say Coach Egger. Address them in a formal manner. And guys, I cannot put enough emphasis on not only using the proper grammar in your email, but also being formal. Don't be like, hey, what's up, coach? What's good? I want to play for you, right? Like, that does not sound professional at all. When you guys are addressing coaches and you're sending them emails, sending them messages, you want to talk to them as if this is a job interview, because it essentially is. You are selling them on the type of person you are to be brought onto their campus and be part of their program. So yes, the way you format an email is going to matter. Also, one big thing that I always hear from college coaches when we're out on the recruiting circuit, make sure that when you address this coach, you use the correct name. For instance, if I'm emailing Eli Egger, I'm not going to say Coach Doe or Coach Carney, because that would be the wrong coach. And I'm telling you guys, if y'all send an email with the wrong name address, they're just going to put it in the trash. They're not even going to go through and read it, because that's showing a lack of attention to detail. Attention to detail is something that can help you be super successful if you pay attention. We're going to start off, address the coach, Coach Egger, comma, I hope this email finds you doing good, finds you doing well. Some short and sweet introduction. My name is, introduce yourself and tell them the class you are, the graduating class, the position you play, and the high school you go to. You want to give them this information right away, because this is going to tell them two things. It tells you the year you're graduating. So if you're a senior, then that tells the coach that you're a priority recruiting person that they need to look out for. If you're a sophomore or junior, you're not necessarily someone that's going to be on their priority. They may read your email, look at your video, say that, yeah, they like you, and they're going to put you on a follow list. So this is going to be the first thing that they're going to catch on if you are a priority recruit or not. Secondly, being the position, because college coaches do recruit by their needs. What are they losing when guys graduate? What roster spots? What spots do they have to fill? So unfortunately, if your dream school is Tyler Junior College and you're a catcher, but they have 5 catchers already on the roster, well, that's not a place that you're going to want to go, because you're going to have limited opportunities. And Tyler as a program is not going to want to waste a roster spot on another catcher. So this is going to be the second thing that they're going to catch to see if you fit their recruit profile. Sometimes situations just don't work out because of roster needs, and that's okay. And then the third thing is going to be your high school, and this more so is just for networking purposes, so that if the coach knows someone that works at that high school or is in that district, they can call them and they can see what kind of player you are before they even go down the path of showing any kind of interest in you and wasting their time. You guys have to remember, for a college coach, their time is valuable. They're having hundreds and hundreds of kids that are reaching out to them. So they can't spend 30 minutes with each kid and expect to still be productive and to, be able to go out to practice, spend time with their family and all these things. So you're telling them within the first sentence between 3 things: grad year, your position, and high school you're at, if you're going to be a player that they may be interested in. You want to make sure you put a space going on to the next paragraph. I cannot stress the importance of this, just to make it easier to read for college coaches by having the words and paragraphs spread out. It's easier for the eyes. This paragraph, you want to tell the coach why you are emailing them. Yes, they know that you're a baseball player that's interested in their program, but you need to show some kind of interest that is relatable to the school, that shows that this is not just a generic mass email that you're sending out to everybody. Something to do with the school that shows why you're interested in their program. In this current age of recruiting and with the transfer portal, coaches are going to want players that are bought into their program, that they can build around for 3 or 4 years, versus a player that they have to worry about replacing after the year is over, because they're going to be out the door transferring somewhere else. That makes it very hard to run a program and create a culture where guys are in and out. Emphasize why you want to go to that school. I am interested in joining your baseball program at Tyler Junior College because my dad went on to play at Tyler Junior College and I want to follow his footsteps, so I wanted to get my name in front of you. That right there is short and sweet, to the point of why you want to attend their school. So again, you guys see here on the template, I'm emailing you because I'm interested in joining your baseball program at the college name. I cannot emphasize enough the college name, same as the coach's name. Make sure you are addressing schools by the right name. Again, if this is the wrong name, coach is going to hit delete and not even going to worry about reading it. And then you should add something about the program that is going to interest you in relation to the school or in their season to show that it's not a generic email. So that's just what I explained to you guys. That's going to be paragraph number 2. Now, as we get into the beefier part of the email that has all your information on it, this next part, again, we want to make sure we space this out, put our paragraphs. You're going to tell them who you play summer ball with. So I play Summer Showcase Baseball with the OPA Jays. Put their social media handle, whichever one they are most active on. A lot of coaches use Twitter. So Twitter is going to be probably my number one recommendation, that if your organization has a Twitter account, put the organization's Twitter account on there so they can look at it. So this is our Twitter account, OPA Jays Baseball. So a coach can go to OPA Jays Baseball, see our whole feed, see all the players that we have that are recruitable. And then below this, you want to start adding your personal information. So your height and your weight, your GPA, your SAT and your ACT scores. This is going to begin the recruiting process again of telling the coach if you're even recruitable, because if your academics don't align with what the school academic requirements are, no matter how good of a player you are, the coach is not going to be able to get you in that school. Your academics have to align with the academics required at that school. So the SAT, ACT scores are going to tell the coach a big deal about you. Another one that if you guys want to add, that would be an extra, is add your major. Because if a coach doesn't have your major, it's not going to be the end of the world, because they may say, well, you know, maybe you could go a different route of what you want to study, or we have this that's similar to that. But that's going to be another red flag for them, that if they don't have your major, then there's probably not going to be a fit for you at their school unless you go through general studies. After that, you want to add the positions that you can play. So the difference between this position and this position is this is going to be your primary position that you play at your high school. These are going to be the additional positions that you play. So if you're a first baseman, but you can play corner, outfield, and third base, and you would say, I'm a class of 2026 first base at blank high school. Down here, you would put that you can play third, and you can play corner, outfield, left field, right field. And then you're also going to include any data on yourself that you may have. You guys need to make sure this is verified data. What I mean by that, do not be the kid that is going to put on here that you throw 94 off the mound because you hit 94 on one running gun. Because what you're going to do is you're now going to open this coach's eyes because you put this big metric out there that is a small percentile of kids, except this is not actually the type of player you are. So once the coach goes through the process of actually beginning to recruit you, get you on campus, watch you play, and now you go and pitch and you're 85, 86, that coach is going to be extremely disappointed. It's going to affect relationships for him with your travel ball coach. If your travel ball coach or showcase program is not upfront with him about that information as well. And it's going to do the same thing with your high school coach if he gets in touch with them and the high school coach is not clear with him on that either. So you do not want to misrepresent or mismarket yourself, because eventually, guys, the coach is going to have to see you play. And if you can't replicate being that player, then there's no reason for you to say that you are that player. So your 60 times, your velo off the mound, your velo across the infield or from the outfield, your exit velocity, all that stuff needs to be verified, and it needs to be something that you can consistently do. So make sure that your data is going to be verified. This can be one of the biggest things that can close doors for you guys, is not being transparent about your metrics and your ability. The next part of your email that you are going to put together, again, create another space so we have another paragraph essentially, but at this point, you are going to attach any links that you may have. Again, Twitter is going to be the best source of reference here. Put your Twitter link on there so that the coach can follow you, and you can just put videos of you playing, working out, hitting, all that stuff on the Twitter feed, and they can follow you through your feed. But if you have, like a virtual combine, which I know we as an organization, we have that, or if you have a YouTube channel, any of these different links where a coach can see what kind of a player you are, include them in. That way he can click right there and it takes him right to it. And then after that, as we get to the bottom of the email, you guys just want to list whatever references you may have. So my advisement would be including your travel ball showcase owner or head coach, whoever is in charge of recruiting someone that can vouch for you. And then I would also include your high school coach as another reference. After that, any references that you may include, you need to make sure there's somebody that is a reputable source. Don't put your dad on here or your uncle on here. Like, put a hitting coach, put a scout, put another coach at another college. You know, maybe you trained or you worked with another coach and he has praise to say about you. Put him on here. Put somebody on here that's going to be another coaching experience person that can vouch for your ability, and that's going to be reputable for that coach to call them and trust what they're telling them. So you guys want to put their name, put their job title, and put their phone number or their email, whatever the best way for them for this coach that you're emailing to contact your reference. And then finishing off the email, you just want to thank them for their time and that you hope to hear from them. So thank you for taking the time to read this. I look forward to hearing back from you. And then leave them with basically being able to respond and give you a time where they can see you. So whether that is coming out to a game, or if that means that you could go up to campus and work out for them, whether that is a official visit or a non-official visit, or maybe they have a camp or a showcase coming up and you can just attend that camp. Whatever way that you can get in front of them, drop that little nugget down there at the bottom that you're interested in getting in front of them, and for them to give you a time where that would be, beneficial and able for them to do. And then finish it off by leaving your name and your phone number. And then the other thing that I would like to emphasize before we end this video is make sure that your email that you're going to send them is going to come from a professional sounding email. Okay? Don't send the email from sportsdude6969. Like, that's not going to be something that is going to be appealing to the coach. Create a new email address that uses your name, uses a number, and looks professional. Again, you guys have to remember this is a job interview, so you want to be professional with the coaches. Once you have put your email together, click send, and now you just wait for the coach to get back in contact with you. So that's how you send an email to a college coach and how you reach out to them. As you guys can see, it is fairly easy, but it does take you investing the time and going and finding the schools that you're interested in, looking up the coach, getting his email, and then typing the email out to address the coach. But it's a very simple process. But the one thing I've learned running a travel ball organization, I thoroughly help out my kids with how to go about this process, how to do their Twitter, how to send emails. I actually require them to send a certain amount of emails during the summer while we're during our travel showcase season to make sure that they are reaching out to coaches and creating that relationship, that network with them so that they can begin getting that exposure. And the one thing I've learned is that there's a lot of you that unfortunately are playing at places and you're not being taught how to do this. And I hate that for you because you should know how to get exposure outside of just going and playing tournaments. There's a part of recruiting that is done on the organization side and things that I believe that the organization should be required to do to help you out with recruiting and help you out with your career. But on the other hand, there is stuff as a player that you must do because at the end of the day, the recruiting is on you. It does fall in your hands and it is up to you to get recruited because the organization, the coach, we're not the ones that ultimately are going to go play at that school. And if we are talking to a coach, there's only so much we can say to pull for you and to vouch for you to be able to get your foot in the door. Just because I'm friends with a coach doesn't mean that he's going to take every single one of my players that I tell him to take. It's got to be based on his needs and his fit and his ability to win. So that's why I say there is a fine line where the organization has something to do and the player has a lot to do. It does irritate me and frustrate me to hear that there's guys out there that play for places that the organization's not doing their part. So I hope for you watching this video This is helping you understand how to email a coach and how to begin creating exposure for you. This whole game comes down to volume. The more coaches you send emails to, the more coaches you reach out to, the more opportunity you're going to create for yourself. The last thing that I'm going to leave you with, don't be afraid to be persistent. In other words, if you've emailed a coach once, don't think that that one email is going to do it for you. Don't be afraid to send him another email in like a month or maybe 2 months, or send him an email and send him an update. Say, hey coach, I've played 3 tournaments over the last 2 months and these are my stats. Here's my videos. This is what I've done. Coaches appreciate that kind of stuff, and coaches appreciate persistence. I go back to what I said, that coaches are going to get hundreds of emails from players over the course of the summer and the fall. So sometimes, just realistically, your email is going to get lost in the feed of how many emails he has. So the more volume that you do, the more emails that you send out, the more times that you reach out to him, the better chances you're going to have of being seen. The worst thing that a coach can do is tell you, no, I'm not interested in you, or no, please stop emailing me. There's no opportunities here. That's life. It's going to happen. You take it for what it is and you move on to the next place. But if you want to get to the next level, it's going to take persistence. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a comment below and let me know what other recruiting needs or tips I can give you to help you play college baseball and continue hunting greatness. I'll see you next time.